9 figures was the goal till I hit the east. Ain't living, so bury mine with me off time.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining. I gotta tell you guys, besides this sun shining on me and just really enjoying this day, I gotta tell you guys, I'm feeling pretty good. I hope you guys are too. And I want to read some of these comments to you. And this one's from, there's no particular order here besides the order that YouTube shows them to me. But I'm not going to read them all, but I'm also not going to intentionally leave anybody out. And if I don't get to your comment, leave a comment on this video, leave a comment on every video, and maybe we can make this a reoccurring theme. Mike Layer, such a powerful video. Thank you. Carrie, Miss Quadis, best gym ever. I'm jealous, LOL. That's walking through the sand in the beach. And L'Oreal Castillo. And this one says, it sounds like for now, you have found your happy place, your happy space, and you go there to think and video log. Yes, that was from this morning's beach walk, solo beach walk, just morning monologue, I guess. Is that the right term? We got another one here. YT Innovative Solution. I'm willing to bet that there's a lot of jealousy out there because your woman is fine and they can't have her. Yeah, you're right. You can't. She is fine. And Stephen Tatum. Y'all good people, bro. Keep up the good work. Thank you. We appreciate that. We shall try. All we can do is try. And Maggie's life is a wild ride. Regardless of the haters out there, I think you and Michelle hit the jackpot with each other. You stand strong with each other and are perfectly matched. You both put forth an earnest effort to be your best and to help others to do the same by modeling this in your content. You are honest, intelligent, and like that sunrise behind you, your love for life, people, and each other shines bright and new every day. Keep doing what you're doing. Haters gonna hate anyway, so shout out loud your opinions and what you've learned along the way to help us all. God bless you, Kevin, and your lovely wife, daughter, and family. We love you too. That's a good one. That's a great one. Thank you, Maggie. And there's so many more good ones, amazing ones. And I will say that I have my thoughts and opinions and feelings behind YouTube and ultimately how we got to this point. What brought us here to connect us to this day, to even have the opportunity to read these comments and share these thoughts and my opinions and my feelings and my experiences and anything else that I have brought and possibly will bring and share with you guys in the future. Some of which will go on Patreon, and I'm actually working on another platform, so I'll let you guys know once that's available, up and running. And YouTube, in my opinion, sets parameters. But YouTube's not the only body out there that sets parameters. So for instance, when I was in when I had a regular, when I had a traditional job and I worked for a company, I was in commercial sales. And within these sales, we had limitations on reach and region. In addition to the material suppliers that we were, the vendors that we were buying from, sourcing from, they too had limitations. Anyone who's been in a role like this knows. And, we see it, even if you haven't been in this role, we see it from time to time. Just for instance, for example, I'm sitting at a Raceway gas station. But Raceway gas stations aren't in every state. We have Cox Internet, but Cox isn't in every state. There's limitations and there's parameters set, there's restrictions, there's boundaries. And in sales, we couldn't sell whatever we wanted anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world. We had restrictions, we had limitations. We couldn't buy what we wanted from anywhere because they too had limitations. For instance, one of our larger suppliers, partners, vendors was, let's just say, GAF or Johns Manville or Carlisle or any of these big companies, and 3M. There was I mean, I don't even remember how many vendors there were exactly, and there would be situations, this is pre-pandemic at that, and there would be situations where, you would create a purchase order and you would, request material to be delivered, and whether this was for inventory, whether it was for stock, whether it was for direct to a job or whatever, and they could only pick and ship from a specific region for your region. There were limitations set. And there's a variety of reasons why, but at the end of the day, they were. And so we had to learn and operate and strategically plan to be effective and work around these parameters, these restrictions. And I feel like YouTube is no different. But I also feel like the reason why YouTube has these parameters and sets these boundaries and has these restrictions is the same reason why we are having this conversation today. And the same reason I'm reading the comments from the video from this morning and from the videos from yesterday and the day before. Now, we don't always like the parameters and the restrictions and the boundaries placed on us, but we have to make the best of a bad situation from time to time. For instance, you couldn't go inside and eat in a restaurant. We had shelter in place and all these other restrictions and boundaries, and we could have let that really, ruin our spirits, or we could get creative and find ways to work around it, okay? Push through it and come out the other side, for which we are here today. And I feel like I'm beginning to become better connected and in tune with the parameters and boundaries that are set on me and or this channel by YouTube. Whereas in any other situation, they would be clearly defined. But on YouTube, they're not. You won't know until you try. And it can be really, really good and go really, really far, or not. If it's really good and it goes really far, then YouTube's saying that you have free reign. You're free to roam about the country or wherever, roam about the platform. I don't remember which airline that was. It had that little saying. But if not, they're like, you ran out of leash, come on back. You're going in the wrong direction. It's kind of like the game, I don't know if it's a game. It's like, you're getting warmer, you're hot, cold. That's kind of how it works. So with each video, with each discussion, with each conversation, with each thought, I then have to put it together, I have to package it and send it out to the world and see what it comes back as. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it hot? I do realize that As I was listening and watching Sarasota Tim the other day, he made a very, very good point as to how literal some viewers are. And no matter how clear and precise I try to be, whether it's the title, the thumbnail, the intro, the context, any of it, they may not necessarily take it the same way that I mean it. From that, they may choose to voice their opinion in the comments. None of this is bad. None of this is wrong. I think this is great. I think that this is amazing. I think that this is excellent. Because if it weren't for that, then we would not be here and not necessarily be where we're going to be tomorrow, because you guys are provoking me to really, you know, open my mind and expand and share with you more and more and more based on the ideas that are presented from the comments that you leave. Good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. So I thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. I feel like we are building a really, really good connection and rapport to have this ability to expand and further develop and continue this dialogue and this conversation, with the primary objective being a selfish one at that, as allowing me to express myself and get some things off my chest and, you know, spoken into word and out of my head. A video journal, a video diary, an opportunity for me to then look back on the past and, you know, rethink a few things or evaluate some things differently, or share this with anyone who needs to hear whatever message happens to be shared and delivered on that video at that time. And just allowing me to be me, you know, 100%. Sometimes I talk fast, sometimes I talk slow, sometimes it takes me a little while to really put it all out there and try to connect all these things together, because it's not always like linear when I'm trying to explain certain things and really bring you guys into my world, bring you guys into what's going on up here as I'm trying to put it out and explain it into words. So thank you. Thank you. And ironically, thank YouTube. And I don't know where this goes from here. I don't know how this video is going to do. I don't know how the next one's going to do, but I know that I'm going to continue to share my thoughts and my opinions and my feelings, and upload and publish. And for all those who care to watch, listen, or are introduced, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys appreciate it. And I hope you guys hit the like button and subscribe. You know, that helps out a lot. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you. But it was really important to me that I start this video off on a high note and really focus on the good that brought us here from seemingly the bad. The great comments that come through, the very, very nice and cordial and appreciative and helpful and motivational and inspirational and spiritually uplifting comments from you lovely people. It was very important that we started there, okay? But it's also very important that I don't hold anything back and I share what's on my mind. And I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and the reasons why I even discuss these things is because I want to be better. I want to improve. I want other people to be their best. I want to help as many people as I possibly can. And this comment here, around 1440, I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm just saying that so I can remember. It's like, now it's in my brain. When I go back, I'll jump to 1440. I'll throw this up on the screen. It'll be a quick edit. Because the GoPro does not zoom in really well and focus on text. This will be redacted because I only want to discuss the context and not the person. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. And I was inspired this morning by Courtney Ryan as I watched her and her reaction to a TikTok that was, in my opinion, completely ridiculous, of a young lady saying that the only thing that she brings to the table are her good looks, her body, and her amazing personality, which couldn't be anything further than the truth. But she said, I am not going to rip this person apart because honestly, I think that they do this intentionally to create controversy, to drive more attention to their TikTok and gain viewers and gain clicks to their OnlyFans and ultimately produce more money. It's a business for sure. But some go about business completely different ways than others. Some are more ethical, some have morals, and others are just greedy and are shallow and empty and young and naive and have a lot to learn. However, this comment here says, not that anyone asked for my opinion or cares, but I'm going to say what I think from what I see. I feel like you are both nice people. However, when I first started watching you two live in a nice place on the beach by an ocean, drive nice cars, eat out at higher priced places or buy drinks from higher priced places, own a camper van, which is a high priced van, then suddenly Kevin starts talking about getting rid of the van. They're broke. Not meaning you have to live on the streets, but cut back. Kevin seems to be blah all the time. To me, he seems to take forever to get to the point of saying what he means. I feel if people can live with higher standards, then go for it. But there are people out here that are no place close to how you live, and that's just fine. For example, I live in a house, drive a Kia, don't spend extra money on eating out, also have a muscle disease and lost my good paying job in 2012. It is what it is, but I certainly don't spend above my means. I can see how people may feel angry listening to how you talk about your living situation. I myself have questioned if they need to cut back, then why do they not sell off the van and move to a cheaper place? Why do they spend money to eat out or go to a cheaper place to eat? Can they cut back to one car? Doesn't mean I dislike either of you, just questions I've had. Now, this is a really, really good comment because to me, this comment really got me thinking. And there's a lot more context that I can share because of this comment. So thank you. So we're just going to start from the top. Not that anyone asked for my opinion or cares, but I'm going to say what I think from what I see. This is really important because you can only believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. And I'm not saying that this is what we do, but I specifically chose to sit in my car and park in this position and open the sunroof and put the traffic behind me and talk to you with the sun at my back on purpose. Sometimes you only see what you're meant to see, especially based on a content creator and how they choose to curate their content for whatever reason it may be. Now, I don't think that this was nefarious on my part, but I'm just trying to expand and create a better understanding as to why and how we got to this point. However, when I first started watching you two live in a nice place on the beach by an ocean, drive nice cars, eat out at higher priced places or buy drinks from higher priced places, own a camper van, which is a high priced van, I have to say that I don't want to say you're jealous, but it sounds a little like jealousy. I honestly know that by saying this now, I'm opening up a can of worms for people to attack me in the comments. I get it. But would it be better if I lived in the slums? Would that make the situation different? Would that change how you hear what comes out of my mouth? eat out at higher priced places. I mean, honestly, everything's expensive. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know if I'm coming back to this earth. I don't know if I've been here before. But I can guarantee you that while I'm here, I'm going to enjoy the time that I have here. I'll tell you that without a doubt. Own a camper van, which is a high-priced van. Okay. Own is relative. Rent, okay. Lease, gotcha. Purchased and financed and make payments, well, technically the bank owns it. I'm just operating it, but the bank has the first lien. And until they get their money, it's theirs. They can do what they want with it. Then suddenly Kevin starts talking about getting rid of the van. They are broke. Not meaning you have to live on the streets, but cut back. Well, again, as I've said before, broke is a frame of mind, okay? For instance, if I said, you know, I'm about to starve to death. Well, odds are I'm probably not. I'm just hungry. I could probably go for another day if I had to. You know, I'm dying to see Taylor Swift. Well, I'm probably not dying to see Taylor Swift. You know, if I don't see her, I'll probably survive. And I'm not dying to see Taylor Swift. I'm trying to extrapolate on these adjectives or adverb, whichever one, and how they can be misconstrued and misinterpreted by depending on who is hearing it and how they feel, and perhaps maybe the preconceived judgment that they have placed upon whoever is sharing, in this case, me. Kevin seems to be blah all the time. Well, seems to be. But that isn't necessarily true, because I've got several videos where I'm not blah. I mean, shoot, in fact, pretty much any SquirrelTribe 2.0 live stream, I'm not blah. But if I am blah, and that's me, are you saying that I'm at fault for being me? Am I not allowed to be me? What if I was extra? What if I was hyper? What if I was turned up to 11 every time? And you said, well, Kevin seems to be just amped up all the time. Is there something wrong with me being me? Because I can tell you guys right now, there's nothing wrong with you being you. Not to me. Let's see here. To me, he seems to take forever to get to the point of saying what he means. Your definition of forever is, you can't quantify that, because my videos are finite. They have timestamps on them. They are not in, you know, they don't go on into eternity. So therefore, the term forever is completely inaccurate. To me, I feel if people can live with higher standards, and go for it. But there are people out here that are no place close to how you live, and that's just fine. For example, I live in a house, I drive a Kia. I try very hard not to compare myself to others. Any comparison that I've made in regard to YouTube, or the income from YouTube, or the lack thereof, is only based on a comparison of our own channels and previous history, and the changes that we have seen, the declines that we've seen. So I'm very happy that you have a home and you drive a Kia. That's great. But I wouldn't care if you had 2 homes and drove a Rolls Royce. Great. Great. I don't know. I don't spend extra money on eating out. That's your choice. That is entirely your choice. I don't spend time tearing people apart in the comments on YouTube. That's my choice. I spend time trying to create something better. I spend my time trying to grow and improve and attempt to leave some form of admirable legacy. Also, I have a muscle disease and I lost my good paying job in 2012. Life is not fair. Life sucks, okay? Even for those at the top, life sucks, or seemingly at the top, because that's all based on perspective. And when my buddy Patrick starts making his videos, you're gonna see. I think he's happier now in comparison to when others would have said he was at the top. I can't wait for that. It is what it is. You got that right. But I certainly don't spend above my means. And I'm very happy for you. And I feel like this is now shifted and transitioned less in regard to me and a comparison of you, which by all means, I would love for you to create a channel and put yourself out there and create content and share this with the world. Share it, please. There are people out there that need this. They need to hear your testimony and what you have to say, and quite possibly you losing your job and surviving for 12 years since then with this muscle disease could very well be the inspiration and help that others are searching for. I can see how people may feel angry listening to how you talk about your living situation. I'm not gonna lie, I could make a video and just sit here and look at you and people would be, they would feel angry just by looking at me. And I'm okay with that. I've grown to understand that not everybody's gonna like me, and it's not my job to try and make them. I myself have questioned, if they need to cut back, then why not sell off the van and move to a cheaper place? Why do they spend money to eat out or go to a cheaper place to eat? Can they cut back to one car? Well, this is an interesting story because oftentimes people in general, I'm not saying you, I'm not saying you guys watching, I'm just saying sometimes people in general, this is something that I was told about 5 years ago. Somebody told me, said, Kevin, you have an uncanny ability to put yourself in other people's shoes and to see things from different perspectives, and not so much from the surface and, you know, the superficial lens that most people view life through. So I'll just provide you with an example. Anybody who bought a vehicle between the years of 2021 and 2023, 4-ish, probably, anybody who bought a vehicle probably paid more for that vehicle than it is worth today. And that would mean that you are now upside down in negative equity position with this vehicle, with this loan, or how much you've invested into this. However, if there is a loan, if there's a lien, if you owe the bank, if you owe, you know, Ford Motor Co. or GMAC or, you know, Porsche Financial, it doesn't matter who it is, credit union, whoever you owe, okay? If you want to get rid of the vehicle, then you have to come up with the difference between what you can sell it for or what you can trade it in for, what is owed, and the market value. So, if broke is a state of mind, and for some, they view your life and your choices without knowing any actual numbers to attach to them, as far as, you know, obligations and liability and monthly payments and interest rates and anything like that. Regardless of all that, would you rather deplete all your cash savings to only get rid of the vehicle, or would you rather maintain this cash position and make smaller monthly payments as you work towards a bigger and better solution? Just kind of curious what you think about that one. Why do they spend money to eat out or go to cheaper places to eat? I mean, why do people smoke cigarettes? You know, why do people spend money to go to Starbucks and eat avocado toast? I mean, people are going to do what they're going to do. I'm sure if I had the ability to forensically analyze your personal financial situation, I could probably find many faults, theoretically, of areas where you could have not spent money or saved money or been more financially responsible. Nobody is perfect. Not on this planet. Not alive today. Can they cut back to one car? It kind of comes back down to the same thing. It really does. Doesn't mean I dislike either of you, just questions I've had. And this doesn't mean I dislike you. Just wanted to analyze and go through this comment and shine some light and share my thoughts and opinions and maybe provide some clarification. This video is entirely longer than I had planned and anticipated, so I'm going to cut it off here. I really do appreciate you guys joining and watching. Thank you guys so much. You mean the world to me. I do have some more comments already saved that I wanted to just talk through and share my thoughts and opinions with you guys, and by all means feel free and share yours back with me. I prefer a respectable dialogue and, you know, discussion based format here in a healthy format where, you know, this can be a forum for expanding on our own thoughts and opinions and ideas. And again, I just want people to do better. I want people to be their best. I want to help folks. And I feel like by doing this, I'm not only helping me and myself, but I'm helping at least one other person. At least one, I hope. But again, thank you all so much. I really do. This is not only to be negative. This is not only to be woe is me. If you think I'm blah, then you think I'm blah. Hey, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. You know, if I think you're wrong, I think you're wrong, you know. But it's just my opinion. It's your opinion. But I think that this is good. I think that this is healthy. I think that this is really, really stepping it up a notch to getting to a position of great minds discussing ideas. Hope you guys have an amazing day, fantastic day. We love you so much. See you real soon.